Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 3rd of February 2021. I was about to say January then, it's not January anymore. So this is the series where we go over the Shrine of Secrets in Dead by Daylight. Pardon me, sorry about that. We have 2 killer perks, 2 survivor perks. We go over what they do, how they work, how they change as the perk tiers up, what characters they come with, and at the end I will give my thoughts on which ones you should buy with iridescent shards. I've been playing this game for a long time, so I just use my knowledge of both sides and like the mechanics and everything, and how both roles work to try and sway you which ones you should buy or not. This is mainly for like perks that are part of DLCs, so you don't have to buy the DLC if it's just one specific perk you want, or even if it is a perk that comes with a free character, maybe that character only has one really good perk that you want to get. So it's just kind of like that. You don't obviously have to buy any, you can just save it for characters or whatever. That's kind of what I'm doing at the moment, because I have almost all the perks in the game now, so I don't know, I don't really have much use for shards other than getting extra blood points. Also, as I'm recording this, yesterday a code came out to use in the store for 100k free blood points. I'll put the code on the screen now. I don't know how long it works for, so just get it done quickly. It's just 100k blood points instantly, so you can enter that into the store on the redeem code section, get some extra blood points, you know, get that perk for that character you want. There we go. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. This is a I don't know, we're going to get into it. First of all, we have Any Means Necessary, which is a Yui perk, and this one is like pretty unique and pretty interesting, but a lot of the time doesn't really have a lot to do. So when you use this perk, you can press and hold the active ability button for 4 seconds while standing beside a dropped pallet to reset it to its upright position. So when you drop a pallet and it doesn't get broken, you can pick it up again and, you know, drop it down again. So basically it just resets the pallet and you can use it again for a stun or a drop, whatever. This perk also has a cooldown of 100 seconds, a tier 2 that's 80 seconds, and tier 3 that's 60 seconds. This got buffed recently. Before it used to be a 2-minute cooldown, but now it's only a 1-minute cooldown, so you can use it a bit more frequently. And I don't know, I kind of like this perk, but it's like there's the obvious flaw. It's like, you know, if the killer breaks the pallet, then obviously you can not pick it up again. Especially if it's something like Shack Pallet, which will literally always get broken if it's dropped. Sometimes it doesn't, but not very likely. And again, it has to be kind of situational. You have to it's kind of like those things when you're trying to do like breakout plays. It's just kind of like you have to kind of just be hanging around the area, not really doing anything. You always have to be ready. Also, like I said, the main thing is that obviously killers break pallets a lot, so this perk probably won't get that much use. And if it does, there's always a chance that that killer doesn't return to that loop, so now you've just wasted the 60 seconds, which again isn't that long, but like still, you've kind of wasted time where you could be doing like a gen or getting a totem or something, and you've just been standing up a pallet, which won't do anything now for the rest of the game. I really don't see this run a whole lot, but I feel like it's kind of good. It's obviously good at what it does, and this can obviously really affect loops. Again, if you somehow do get a strong pallet backup, or even a Shack Pallet, that's obviously great. Again, you can make some plays with this. I've seen with Survivor Friends, you can do some cool plays, you know, blind the killer, stand the pallet back up when he's in the stun animation, whatever. It's good, but it's just very situational. There's a kind of too many like properties that have to get taken into consideration, you know, like timing. Again, are you in the area, is the perk on cooldown, is the killer on you, you know, it's 4 seconds to stand up, like, are you gonna get hit or whatever. Yeah, so it's good, but I think it's a bit too situational to use quite a lot, just maybe once in a while if you're doing it with friends maybe. Next up we have Gearhead, and I'm pretty sure this perk was only on the Shrine a few weeks ago, because I remember just talking about it. Which is a little disappointing, but whatever. This is a Death Slinger perk, and this perk isn't very good. I mean, it's so... I mean, again, sometimes it does its charm, but a lot of the time, it's not very good. So, this is a Death Slinger perk, and after you hit Survivor twice with your basic attack, Gearhead activates in 20 seconds. In Tier 2, it's 25 seconds, and Tier 3 has 30 seconds. And while Gearhead is active, each time a survivor completes a good skill check while repairing, the generator will be revealed by yellow aura for as long as this is being repaired. So It's like a mini discordance, I like to think of it as. You know, it goes yellow, you can tell when someone's on the gen at that moment, and it lasts for a while as well. You do have to hit people for this perk to do something, and again, 30 seconds really isn't that long. I feel like this maybe should get buffed to like 40 seconds. Not too long though, because then that will just, I don't know, that would be a bit weird. A bit broken, I think. So you have to hit them. It has to be basic attacks. So no demo shreds, no pig ambush hits, things like that. And again, also it has to be good skill checks. Sometimes you can repair an entire generator without getting one skill check. Believe me, it does happen. And sometimes, well, good survivors just hit the great skill checks, and again, it only counts for good skill checks, which I think is kind of strange. I feel like this should just also apply to just any skill check. So there is that as well. The range is unlimited, so again, you can kind of see anyone at any time. It's kind of good in that regard, and the information it gives can be quite helpful. My English just completely fucked up then. Sorry about that. The information it provides can be pretty good. You can tell when someone's on it, and again, the aura stays for as long as it's being repaired. But I don't know. I feel like with the hitting people and the really short duration, and has to be good skill checks, which again, people either hit great skill checks or don't get skill checks at all. Or again, sometimes it'll give you information, but you can already see that someone's on it, you know. So maybe just run Discordance or something, or just other gen tracking perks, you know. I don't know, I just feel like this one is definitely not good enough to use a perk slot for. But it has its moments, but not a whole lot, you know. Next we have a Nurse's Calling, or just Nurse's Calling, or just Nurses. And this is a nurse perk, surprise surprise, and this one is pretty simple. It's an aura perk, and the auras of survivors who are healing or being healed are revealed to you when they are within a 20-meter range. Sorry about that. Tier 2, that's 24 meters, and Tier 3, that's 28-meter range. So, ooh, sorry about that. Oh my god. I hope you've got used to the fact that I always just make gross noises on these. I'm sorry about that. So this perk will show you the auras of people who are, again, healing, so medkit, self-care, well, yeah, that's it, or being healed. And again, this can be good. I use this on a lot of killers with my ability. Nurse herself is very good at this. I use this with Wraith, Ghostface, Pig sometimes, Clown sometimes, you know, if I'm in a clown mood. Again, it's simple in what it does, but I feel like this is probably Nurse's best perk in my opinion. It's good on like any killer really, any killer or if you're doing a build where you need to see through walls all the time. Again, this one's really good. You can catch people off guard. You can combine it with Sloppy Butcher, so they'll be healing for longer. So then you'll be able to have a chance to see their aura longer as well, if that makes sense. So the range is pretty decent as well. 28 meters is pretty far. And again, I just feel like it's simple, but like I don't mind using the perk slot for this. I use this on like my current builds right now, like I mentioned. So it's definitely good at what it does, and I feel like this, in my opinion, is just Nurse's best perk. I use this the most often. But again, I would say with like most killers, this perk is good. You know, maybe not killers like maybe Legion or Plague, obviously, because their powers are about healing. And typically people don't really heal against that. Especially in Plague's case, when you're broken, you don't really heal. You just go to a fountain and it heals you. So I don't think it would show the aura for anything like that. Does it show the aura for like mending as well? It's just pure healing, so keep that in mind. Also, I think my nose is blocked again, so that's fun. Sorry if you can hear the voice difference. I can't really tell right now. Finally, we have Urban Evasion, which is a Neo perk, and this is a pretty infamous immersed perk. Immersed just means that you're just hiding a lot and you're just kind of just existing and not really doing anything. You're just kind of stealthing around the map. Your movement speed while crouching is increased by 90%. At Tier 2, that is 95%, and Tier 3, that is 100%. The speed is nice, and you can use this to kind of cut chases short if you're able to lose line of sight for a minute and you can crouch around trees and stuff. I've done this a lot when I first used this perk ages ago, and like they won't be able to find you. And you combine this with Iron Will as well. yeah, this will just prematurely end chases, and then most of the time they will just completely, like, they just won't find you. Other than that, and even that's pretty situational, but I would say other than that, this perk's pretty useless and pretty garbage. Crouching a whole lot, again, other things like that, like, well, just for that really, it's not really going to do anything, and you should probably get a bit more committed into your games rather than just hiding all the time. You should probably be doing stuff to help your team. But yeah, that's just me. You know, that's kind of like the main focus of Survivor. So, yeah. Now I'm going to go over which perks I think you should buy. I think I'm only going to recommend Nurses because, in my opinion, Nurse has good perks. Thanatophobia is, like, fine. I just don't really like using that perk, and I play against it so often, it gets really annoying. Strider is only good for, like, specific killers, mainly Spirit. The breathing is nice and everything, but again, I feel like using the perk slot for that, for a killer who, you know, doesn't really need tracking and things like that, it's just kind of wasted. So I would say buy Nurses if you're not planning on leveling her up, or if you just want to have her strongest perk. I would just say buy Nurses Calling. It's very good at what it does. You will be able to find people easily. Again, if you combine this with like Sloppy Butcher and stuff, or maybe like add-ons. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some add-ons. Doesn't Wraith have one? Oh no, that's for the gens, isn't it? That's not for people. But still, like, this one has a lot of value, and even though it can also be kind of situational, you know, sometimes you're not always in range. But the range is pretty big, to be honest. So I feel like you will probably catch people if they're healing. Other than that, Any Means Necessary is a good perk. You can maybe buy it if you want to, but hold on, what's Yui's other perks? Yui's other perks, Breakout and Lucky Break. Yeah, okay, so maybe get Any Means Necessary if you're like kind of slightly interested, maybe, but get this if you're gonna do like a meme thing with Survivor friends. I don't really recommend using this as like a genuine perk to use. I feel like, again, it's just a bit too situational. Other than that, I really recommend the other two. They're just kind of here just to be here, really. Again, Gearhead was only on here a few weeks ago, so it's a bit annoying that it's on here already again. But yeah, so not a great shrine, to be honest. I'd say for the most part, save your shards, but get Nurses if you want to. Any Means Necessary, it's up to you. If you're kind of interested, go for it. But I don't know. It's a very big like, meh. You know, it's a bit. Guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I'm not gonna make any promises on commentary videos. I'm gonna probably wait maybe for next week's update to wait for some topics to talk about. I have got a few gameplay things to use for background footage, but other than that, I think I'll just wait for that update to make some videos. So guys, that will do it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.